Last week, we left the oil rig in grave danger of being destroyed. With Mr. Tracy away on a secret holiday, it was up to the boys to decide what to do. Well, Brains, you've heard what I think. What's your opinion?
Maybe you're right, Scott. I guess the advantages far outweigh the risks. I suppose the quicker it's done, the better it is for all concerned.
Good. Well, then what are you waiting for? Come on, take off those stupid glasses. Hurry up, they're a disgrace.
All right, but only if you shave first. Just look at you.
Fair enough. Well, bring me my sander, will you? Meanwhile, at their romantic hideaway, Lady Penelope and Mr. Tracy were spending an intimate evening together.
We interrupt this episode of Burke's Backyard to bring you a very important announcement. How come I'm in black and white when this whole program is in colour?
Was it really necessary, milady?
Of course it was, Parker. He was becoming far too frisky. If I hadn't have cut his strings off, he would have been all over me like a rash. Thank God he's asleep now.
Well, I think it's cruel.
Cruel? Honestly, Parker, that puppet's an animal. He just doesn't know when to stop. Really, I don't know what to do with him.
Don't you, Penny? I've got a couple of suggestions.
Will Mr. Tracy have to sleep on the couch tonight? Will Brains ever remove his glasses? And why is Lady Penelope wearing a Sydney Swans jumper? Find out in tomorrow's exciting episode of Blunderbirds. In yesterday's episode, Mr. Tracy had fallen in love with Lady Penelope. While he was away, the boys received a distress call. Brains, it's that oil rig. We'll have to send Thunderbird 1 and 2.
Uh-huh.
By the way, get rid of that dressing gown.
Oh.
Base to Thunderbird 1. Base to Thunderbird 1. Are you there, Alan?
This exogym's the best $25 I ever spent.
Get to that oil rig as fast as you can because... What the hell?
Oops, are we in shot?
I don't think so.
Thunderbird 2 was also called into action.
Flaps down.
Check.
Engines.
Check.
Stabilizer.
Check.
Have we missed something?
I don't think so.
Are the wheels down?
Gee, I guess so.
Will Thunderbird 2 get its wheels down? What happens if it hits a speed hump? And why hasn't it been affected by the pilot's dispute? Find out tomorrow. In yesterday's episode, the boys received a distress call from an oil rig. Thunderbirds 1 and 2 were already on their way.
My God, I hope those boys from International Rescue get here fast.
Base to Virgil, I think you should get there pretty fast.
I just can't seem to get this thing out of first gear.
Oh, sure you haven't left the handbrake on?
Don't think so.
It just won't go any faster. Guess I'll have to try every button on board.
Okay, as long as it's not the one on your right.
Oops. Did we need that engine?
Meanwhile, back on the oil rig, the crew were still worried.
I don't know, Chris. International Rescue better get here real quick.
Yeah, not only that fire, I've just noticed the TV's on the blink. We're missing Sail of the Century.
Would Thunderbird 2 make it to the rig without an engine? Would it be quicker to call radio rentals? And would Virgil's dad kill him for taking the steering wheel from his Valiant? Find out tomorrow in yesterday's episode, the boys were called out to help with a major emergency on board an oil rig. Thunderbird 1 was first on the scene.
This is Thunderbird 1 to rig. Thunderbird 1 to rig. Do you read?
Sure we read Thunderbird 1. We also watch TV and videos.
This is Thunderbird 1 coming in for a landing. Where do you want me to park?
Just put her down next to the Volvo if you could. Oh, leave your keys in the ignition.
Boy, this ain't gonna be easy. Big aircraft, not very much room. Both hands glued to these levers. Oh dear. Oh, phew, made it. Not a bad effort, eh?
Stop boasting, Buffett, and put 20 cents in the meter.
Meanwhile, back at HQ...
Well, I don't care what you say, Scott. It wasn't me. Really, it wasn't.
Nor me. I'd never do a thing like that, Scott. Honest.
Look, I'm not saying it was either of you, but someone's put sugar in my Ovaltine. Who had been tampering with Scott's coffee mug? Would Alan get a parking ticket? And how did Yoko Ono get a part in this show? Find out tomorrow when we rejoin the excitement of... In yesterday's episode, the boys were busy with a major rescue mission on board an oil rig.
Thunderbird 1 to rig, coming in for a landing.
You can't park there.
Why not?
That's a disabled spot.
Meanwhile, at the beach house of Lady Penelope, the boy's father had other things on his mind.
I can't wait to see the look on her face when she realizes not only have I snuck into her bedroom, I'm also wearing this velour dressing gown. Oh.
Jeff Tracy, what on earth are you doing here?
Come on, Penny. I'm a man. you're a woman. We're not that realistic, I guess, but, you know.
No way, Jeff. I want a relationship, but with no strings attached. Do you understand?
Oh, come on now, baby. Don't fight your natural feelings towards me, Toots.
No, Jeff. It's not you, it's your eyebrows.
Eyebrows. Oh, that hurts.
I'm sorry, Jeff, but it's not just your eyebrows, it's your top lip. It doesn't seem to move when you speak. Now back to your room, or I'll have to call Parker and have you sent back to the props department. All right?
Oh, Penny. You're a hard woman. Not surprising, really, seeing you're made out of fiberglass.
Would Jeff Tracy go back to his room? Would Lady Penelope comb her wig? And would our audience ever forgive the people responsible for that awful no strings attached joke? Find out next week. Last week, the boys saved an oil rig from destruction while their father was secretly holidaying with Lady Penelope, but his sons were not happy. Well, I reckon he's got a real nerve.
He's left us high and dry. I reckon we should get him back for this.
You know, I've got a really neat idea. Why don't we short sheet his bed?
Scott, this is your father.
Oh, hello, Dad. How are you?
I heard that you and the other boys helped save that oil rig in the Atlantic.
Sure we did, Dad. No thanks to you.
You know I've been at the office working really hard.
Oh, sure, Dad.
Pull the other
I'm
one up.
sure,
Strings
Dad,
on it,
yeah.
Look, you boys don't think for 1 minute I'm off frolicking with Lady Penelope, do you?
Come on, Dad. We can hear her breathing.
Did they fall for it?
Sure. Well, not really. Look, Penny, I've got a confession to make.
You're wearing one of my dresses again.
No, Penny, I'm in love with you. I always have been.
Jeff, I just don't know what to say.
Look, Penny, if you don't want me to stay here with you, just say so right away.
Jeff, whatever gave you such an idea?
I've packed his bags as you requested, milady. Shall I throw him out now?
Will Parker evict the luckless Mr. Tracy? Will Jeff ever get over his fascination with women's clothing? And haven't we seen Virgil before in Bonanza? Find out tomorrow.